Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the new chapter of economics, which is most exciting and which is most interesting in current scenario. It is related to the globalization. It is very much connected to the recent development in the market and transformation of market in the rapid way at the international level. So this particular topic of the economics is globalization and the Indian economy. In today's scenario, globalization is a phenomenon which is widely spreading all over the countries in the world. Globalization has an immense role in development and transformation of markets at the international level. Due to this globalization, the markets at the local level, are transforming into the national, and local markets are also connected to the national and international market. So due to the globalization, what is the place of Indian economy and how Indian economy has been benefited with the globalization and its effects. So in this lesson, we are going to discuss the different aspects of globalization and how Indian economy is growing along with the globalization and foreign trade and integration of market to the many markets which are located at the international level. So, dear students, this lesson is all about the economy of the country. This lesson is all about the globalization and how the globalization is beneficial to increase the GDP of the country, how globalization is benefited to the Indian economy in number of ways, how Indian government promoted the globalization to develop the Indian economy and GDP, to create employment and many other ways. So therefore we are going to discuss first of all what is the globalization and what is the role of Indian economy and what is the scope, what is the place of Indian economy in the globalization period. So first of all, let us discuss introduction of this lesson. Introduction of this lesson. First of all, we are living in 21st century where there is a lot of choices of goods and services before us. You know that in olden days or just before 10 or 20 years back, if you consider that there were limited goods and services before us, we usually travel with the government buses, but now there are number of vehicles which are promoted and which are run by the individuals and privately owned people. So therefore, in this period in 21st century, we are very much concerned about the number of services and number of goods which are being produced in the country and they are being sold to the international market. So therefore, in this period, we are going to discuss that we have wide choice of goods and services before us. Now there are number of choices of various goods and services. Suppose if I take example of shampoo, there are number of shampoos. Even you cannot remember those all the shampoos names. At a single time. Therefore, there is explosion of brands in today's world. There is explosion of brands. Every products and services are being manufactured by different companies and factories and industries. And these goods and services are also being advertised by the different multinational corporations and companies in the world, and therefore we have wide choice of goods and services before us. Earlier there were only a few TV sets such as black and white TV sets were there, such as Salora, and Onida, and some these type of TV sets were there. But now there are different types of TV sets. TVs are manufactured by number of companies. LGs are there, Samsung is TV is there, Panasonic TV is there. Different types of TVs, BPL, various types of TVs are manufactured by different companies. Okay, in the similar way, if you see that mobile phones, okay, the latest mobile phones and various goods and services, including the technology in automobile industry have been completely changed. Okay, now when we were students studying in 6 and 6 standard, 7 standard and 8 standard, that time we usually witness the Nokia mobile phone. But now there are number of mobile phones are manufactured by various companies. Okay, this is what we have wide choice of goods and services before us. So therefore, this latest and advanced technology has facilitated the movements of goods and services from one place to another place, from one corner of the country to the another country, from one corner of the world to the another corner of the world. See, the products and goods which are manufactured in particular country, okay, are not only consumed and used by the people of that country, but they are also transported to another country due to the advanced technology in transportation. Therefore, latest and advanced technology in automobile industry, phones, electronics and telecommunication industry has facilitated the movements of goods and services from different corners of the world. This is called rapid integration of market across the countries. This is also called rapid integration of markets, okay, across the country, which connect many countries together and becomes a global family. This is called globalization. So, due to the latest and advanced technology, we have wide choice of goods and services before us. Okay, then there is explosion of brands. Every day, new types of brands are coming in markets. Okay, if you take the example of electronics industries, automobile industries, then textile industries, in every industries, in everywhere, in every factory, okay, or industrial setup, there is explosion of brands. Okay, different types of products are manufactured day to day, day by day, and that is why there is explosion of brands. These type of explosion of brands we have not seen in early period. Okay, this is possible because these wide choice of goods and services, latest and advanced technology with explosion of brands, all these three factors have transformed the market system in the local, national and international level. Okay, so keep in mind these various phenomena, okay, has facilitated or enabled the process of globalization, and that is why in recent times there is transformation of markets. Okay, now markets are integrated, rapid integration of market across the countries, okay, is known as globalization. Keep in mind, globalization is what? Everything, okay, which is made available to use and consume by the customers all over the world is known as globalization. Selling goods and services from Gadchiroli, okay, or selling goods and services from Nagpur at the global level is known as globalization. Okay, this globalization, it means that people in our country, people in Gadchiroli, people in Chandrapur can place the order to the goods which are not being produced or manufactured in India but produced in another country. We can also place our choice, okay, to the goods which are not manufactured in India but in other countries. This is possible only because of latest and advanced technology as well as transformation of market. The mall cultures and big bazaars are the best examples of the factors which enable the globalization process very much. Okay, the globalization is immense phenomenon in present scenario. So therefore, dear students, this is the introduction of this lesson, globalization and the Indian economy. I hope you have understood this particular part well. Now let us move towards the another part, that is production across countries. Now do you know that many production of different goods and services are produced within the country, and this production is transported to another countries. In early period, there were also trade. Okay, trade, various goods and commodities and various services were transported from one country to another country, from one civilization to another civilization. In the similar way, to connect distant countries, to connect people to other countries, okay, trade was the main channel. Keep in mind, trade was the main channel to connect distant countries, okay, in order to sell and purchase goods and commodities and services with each other. Okay, this is what due to the trade, the production across the countries was possible. Okay, and due to the trade, many people began traveling from one country to another country. This also led to the exchange of culture, language, and various other socio-political changes were there. Okay, due to the trade, and people are now going to other countries or another state not because of trade only. Okay, trade is not only the factor that people are migrating or people are traveling from one country to another country, but what are the factors in today's scenario? Education, job, okay, and trade. These are various factors, okay, which connect the distant countries for us, and this leads to the process of globalization. Now, we are going to discuss here in the globalization, MNC played very important role. MNC's full form is multinational corporation. Multinational corporation or multinational companies are the companies, okay, which own and control production more than one nation. Keep in mind, it is said that some MNCs have a great influence, okay, in determining price, quality, market, and government policies also, because it is said that the money or the wealth which MNCs possess or MNCs have is sometimes more than the budget of developing countries in Africa. See, by this statement or by this story of MNC, you can imagine that how much power and wealth and how much influence MNCs have with them. So MNCs have greater power with them because their money are more than the budget of developing countries in Africa and other countries in the world. So therefore, MNCs are called multinational corporations. Its definition is that MNCs owns and controls production more than one nation. For example, Honda is a company. Honda is a company. It is a Japanese company. This Honda company is not only set up its production center in India, okay, but Honda also set up its branches to many countries in the world. Means Honda is a multinational company which controlling, okay, and managing the production of manufacturing of automobiles in different countries in the world and selling those products at the global level. This is called MNC. Okay, so MNCs is multinational corporation and it owns and controls production more than one nation. So production of goods and services and selling those goods and services at the global level is an important phenomenon of MNCs. So MNCs have influence on the government policies. MNC also determine the price, quality and market system. Okay, for example, again, there are many MNCs in India, there are many MNCs in the world. Okay, for example, Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company is an American automobile company, okay, which set up its centers, okay, to many countries in the world. For example, Ford Motor Company has set up its center in Chennai. Okay, and from Chennai, it manufactures various automobiles and vehicles and then sell to the Europe and America. Okay, and South American countries. So therefore, in this way, these MNCs are the important and prime factor to enable globalization process. MNCs are only the prime factor. MNCs are only the factors which promotes the globalization because they are going in every country. They are setting up their industries, okay, and centers of manufacturing units, Okay, and then they are producing and selling those products at the global level. In this condition, production of goods and services and selling them is not only the criteria to increase and expand the business activities of the particular MNC, but whether the products are being satisfying, okay, to the customers, whether the customers are satisfied with the use of that products or not, or the services or not. Okay, these are also considered equally. Okay, these are also considered equally important, and therefore many customer care centers, okay, customer care centers have been set up, and in these customer care centers, youths, especially from India, who are well in the English language, who are fluent in the English language, can satisfy the customers, okay, through the call centers located at various centers at the global level. Okay, for example, in this production across countries, how one MNC capture and controls production more than one nation. For example, China. China is a manufacturing unit, okay, where many products are manufactured. After manufacturing the different products, they are shipped or they are transported to Mexico, Brazil, and Canada, or various other countries, where the products are assembled and finished products are manufactured. After manufacturing finished products at the various centers, then these products are sold at the global level. In this way, MNCs, multinational corporations, are controlling the production more than one nation. So I hope you have understood production across countries well. Now let us move towards another part: conditions to set up MNC. Okay, now in what conditions MNCs set up their unit? In what ways MNCs, that is multinational corporation, set up their production unit to expand the business and to expand the industrial setup in different countries? Let us see. Number one condition is that close to the market. Okay, MNCs set up their production unit where that unit should be close to the market. The market system should be close. Market means it is not like Sunday market in Gadchiroli, but keep in mind, market system means the countries, developed countries should be located to the located near to the production unit, that is close to the market. Okay, then it also sees one of the important conditions, that availability of skilled and unskilled labor at low cost. Okay, to get the laborers and workers, MNC sees that there should be skilled as well as unskilled labor at the low cost, so that MNCs can earn greater profit. MNCs can earn greater profit in this regard. So, number one, close to the market. Second, availability of skilled and unskilled labor at low cost. And third, other factors of production are assured, such as capital, power supply, water, land, okay, and other important factors of the productions should be assured. In this place, MNC set up their production unit. For example, if you take the example that why Chennai was chosen or why Chennai was selected as the center of Ford Motor Company, because Chennai is the metropolitan city. Chennai is the capital of Tamil Nadu state. Chennai is located at the sea coast. Okay, it is located. It is the coastal place. Okay, where various goods and services such as various automobiles and vehicles, trucks, jeeps, and other vehicles can easily transport through waterways to various other countries. Okay, so this is called the other factors of productions are assured. Okay, then MNCs look government policies that look after their interests. This is also one condition of MNC. While setting up the center or production unit in particular country, okay, MNC sees that whether the government is taking favor or government is favorable to that MNC's working system. Okay, if government is taking favor to the MNCs, MNCs can also take favor to that government. So both are interdependent on each other. So in this way, MNCs look government policies that look after their interests. Okay, if government is not very much supportive, if government is completely negative, okay, and is not favorable, in that place MNCs usually avoid in setting up its production units and center. So therefore, these four conditions are very much essential to set up MNCs. These are conditions to set up MNCs. Dear students, please remember this is very important questions which can be asked for 3 marks. And next, two parts that we are going to discuss, the two terms here, investment and foreign investment. Investment means the money which is spent to buy assets, okay, property, wealth, land, etc. is called investment. Keep in mind, investment means when money is spent on to buy assets, wealth, property, land, etc. in order to get future profit. This is called investment. How we invest money? We usually invest money to get good return in the future. This is called investment. So keep in mind the definition. Investment means the money which is spent on to buy assets, okay, wealth, property, land, etc. is known as investment. And foreign investment is the investment made by MNC. The investment made by MNC is known as foreign investment. Okay, now many countries, many MNCs from other countries are investing in Indian industrial sector. Okay, so their investment, suppose Honda company or Suzuki company or Ford Motor company or any other foreign companies who are investing their money in Indian business and trade, their investment is known as foreign investment. Okay. Now let us discuss the last part of the lesson, last part of this today's topic. Why MNCs set up production jointly? MNCs usually come from another countries. If you take the example of India, if any MNCs come in India, okay, they usually set up their production jointly. Okay, why? The reason is that MNCs provide money for additional investment, like buying new machines for faster production. MNCs which come from other countries, they provide money as additional investment to the local companies, okay, and then they buy new machines for faster production. Then second, MNCs might bring them with the latest technology for production. For example, I would like to tell some of the examples which MNCs started their production in India jointly. The best example is Hero Honda. Hero Honda is the joint venture started by Honda, the Japanese company, and Hero, Indian company. When Hero Honda jointly produced its vehicles, or it jointly manufactured its vehicles, two-wheeler, okay, that time the name of the both company were appeared on the vehicles, that is Hero Honda Splendor, okay, Hero Honda Passion, like this. But due to various reasons, okay, now these companies are separated, okay, and separately they are manufacturing their vehicles. So first of all, they do not have any experience which is enough to start the business independently, and they also do not aware about the socio-political reasons and government policies in the countries where they are going. That is why usually MNCs start their productions jointly. Okay, for example, Hero Honda, and second, Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki was also a joint venture, okay, which various cars and jeeps are manufactured. In this way, okay, MNCs set up their production jointly. Okay, so once again keep in mind, MNCs provide money for additional investment to the local companies, okay, for buying new machines for faster production, and sometimes the MNCs bring latest technology, okay, with the local company for faster production. For this purpose, MNC set up their production jointly. So dear students, this chapter is very much essential to understand the global economic system and how economy works, how globalization has captured our life, how globalization has captured the entire life of human beings in present scenario, and how it is going to be benefit, okay, to whom it is going to be benefit, and who are the people who are not benefited at all from globalization. All these aspects we are going to deal, we are going to explore in this lesson. Okay, so I hope that you have understood the introduction part of this lesson, their production across countries, okay, how MNCs set up their productions and what are the conditions to set up MNCs, and why MNCs set up their production jointly. So keep reading and keep thinking, okay, in analytical way. Listen the business news channels, okay, read the various articles from economic perspective, okay, and try to analyze the various economic phenomena which are taking place at the international level. It is very essential to understand the global economic system in present scenario to keep you updated and very much ready to compete in the modern world. I hope you have understood this particular part of the lesson well. We'll meet tomorrow. So keep reading. Thank you.